Hello, well, welcome to another fashion session. Today we are cutting a male shirt. So the first thing to do is to fold your fabric in two, as you can see. Then we're going to proceed with mapping out the allowance for the buttons and the buttonhole, which are normally in front. I'm going with 3 inches, depending on how big you want it to be. Some people do 2 or 2.5 inches. Then we take the desired length of the shirt. This is a tall person, so I'm doing 32 inches. Then just secure that marking. Then I'm going to use your hands and fold that fabric into 2, because the rest of the measurements you're going to take doesn't include that. Next, we're going to mark out the shoulder. I'm going here by like 9 inches, and then I'll give a ½ inch for the sewing allowance. Then I go down usually like 9 to 10 inches to get the spot where you measure the chest, and you might put a mark there. Then you take the chest. For this one, I think it's like 36 inches, and then you add 2-inch sewing allowance. Then using your ruler, I'm going to connect that point from the extra sewing allowance to the point where I marked the initial size of the shirt. Then I draw the line. I did a little bit of mess here, but it happens when you're sewing. So from where you had the initial mark, like if you had 36 inches, so that would be like 9 inch, then you add 2-inch allowance. So I connect from top to bottom to that 9 inch. Then where you have the additional sewing allowance, I use that to curve out the armhole with the free hand. So then to get the under curve, I go by 2 inches. Some people like to do even up to 3 inches, depending on how curved you want it to be. So I'm going to do 2 inches, and I use my free hand to connect it as well. Then I just join from there to the armhole. Next is to get the neck. Typically most people, you can just do 2.5 by 2.5. You can always widen the neck when you're about to do the joining. If the person's neck is too large, you can go by 3 by 3, but typically 2.5 is a good place to start. And then I'm going to square that, and then use my free hand to curve it. And then I'll go by 2 inches here to give the slant for the shoulder. Typically you can do even ½ inch, but if you want the shoulder to really come down, then you can do between ½ inch to up to 2 inches. So it depends on you. Then we're just going to go ahead and cut. This is the front side of the shirt. So with this, we are almost done with the front side of the shirt. We cut the neck as well, then open up, and then just trim that extra part. Then I'm going to open the front totally. Remember, it was folded, so this extra protruding 2 inches I had will serve for the buttonhole and the buttons, which we're going to see when we finally do the sewing of the shirt. So that's it for the front part of the shirt. Then I use one of the halves for that front side of the shirt, I beg your pardon, fold it fold that 3 inches that has the allowance for the buttons and the buttonhole, and then place it on another folded fabric to get the back of the shirt. So I'm going to go up there by 2 and 1.5. You can typically go by just one up and then a half down. So it depends on how much you want the shirt to fall in front. Then I will deepen it here by 1.5 inch. But if you are not making your shirt fall in front, you can typically just do ½ inch or 1 inch, and that will be good for you. So then I will just curve it, and the neck for the back shirt is practically ready. Remember, this neck must be higher than the front because it's up, I mean, from the body, from the way our bodies are. And then I'll just trace it down, and then cut, and we are almost done with the back of the shirt from this. So next we are going to take out that front part because we want to double the back of the shirt. Some people just add extra fabric on top of this back, but I prefer to cut. Sometimes I cut, but traditionally I prefer to cut. So I'll go down by 4.5 inches, and then I'll use a ruler and just straighten it up so that I get I don't cut like slant. Or so I just mark that 4.5. Some people actually go down to even 6 inches. It depends. So if you're bending your shirt too much in front, then you might want to do up to 6 inches. But so typically 4.5 to 6 inches is good. Then I'll cut it up. This upper part is the part I'm going to double. Then I will just notch this lower part so that when I'm finally ready to join these pieces together, it's easy for me. So I'll get the main fabric and fold another section into two so that I can cut the double for the back. So I'll just place the double. Has to be exactly like what you've already cut out so that you don't have any trouble when you're matching the fabric when you're sewing. So I just trace it the same like that, and then I'll cut. Quick. So the back is all cut, and then I'll join both of them like that, and then I'll notch as well so that when I'm sewing it's a lot easy for me. So when it's finally sewn, it will look something like this: one part behind and one part of it in front. That's typically what you will see when the shirt is finally done. So I'm gonna leave it at this for now. You can follow the next video to see how we cut the rest of the shirt. Thank you.